What's good, everyone? Alex Trataros here from a long break with another Knicks episode of the Knicks, Jets, etc. podcast. And with me is always my buddy, my coach, pal, the man with the plan, the one and only, who's also back from a long break, John Meleka. And guys, before we ask John how he's doing, please make sure to subscribe to this podcast on all audio platforms. We're on Apple, Spotify, Google Play, Amazon, Alexa, Stitcher, you name it. We are there. Also, if you listen to this podcast on Apple or Spotify, please make sure to give us that 5-star review. It helps us oh so greatly. And if you listen to us on Apple Podcasts, please make sure to leave a comment. We will read it if you leave us one, okay? We appreciate the kind words or whatever you got to tell us in a review. We'll read it out loud. Don't worry. Also, we're on YouTube now, so please make sure to subscribe. Look for Knicks, Jets, etc. That's Knicks, Jets, etc. Period. Right? No one writes etc. No one writes a long word. That's just ridiculous. Please make sure to look for our YouTube channel. Hit the subscribe button. Hit that notification bell. That way you know when a new episode drops. And when you watch a video, just be the polite person and hit the like button. Okay. All right. We're also putting out some shorts now too on TikTok all over the place. So go watch some of those clips too if you just want some, something even more digestible in a minute. All right. Where it's all over the place. So make sure to go subscribe. And while you're there, we also got Winning Picks Weekly. We got John, video producer Greg. Usually they go down the NFL slate, but now it's basketball season still. So they're going to be doing some
March
basketball
Madness,
stuff.
baby.
March Madness is coming up. These guys are going to have you locked in. So stay tuned. Get your basketball picks ready. These guys are going to help you out. Last and certainly not least, please make sure to follow us on all social media platforms. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, you name it. We are there. John, my man, we took a week off. We are now back from a relaxing break. I wish it could have been a better terms with 2 wins, but hey, if you're part of the tank brigade, don't worry. This is all for your agenda. Some hard fought battles, but L's coming your way to get you that draft position. But John, how are you doing today, man? How's it been? How's your break been?
I'm good, man. I mean, we had the All-Star break in between, right? We had Obi winning that dunk contest, which was not so great. The 3-point contest was sick. Had Cat. If you're following Weekly.
It was great that Obi won. Let's just the dunk contest overall was nah, but Obi winning was great.
With the 3-point contest, Cat had that. If you're following Winning Picks Weekly on Twitter, you would have had that as well. So that was fun. And the All-Star game was really fun, honestly. That was a sick game. The whole adding 24 points for the fourth quarter for Kobe on the winning team, and that's the target score. I really like it, and it gets pretty intense down there. Defense, LeBron ending it in Cleveland. That was all cool. For me, I went to Vermont snowboarding. I had a good weekend. I was ready to come back, see all these Knicks changes, right? All these crazy rotational changes. And we got left with Sims in the rotation. And to my surprise, Noel completely out. We'll get to that later. We had the Kemba information going down. And then, of course, my man, my dude, Grimes, gets hurt.
And don't forget
the first
Derrick
game
Rose.
back from Miami. And we had the Derrick Rose thing, but he looks pretty optimistic there, where he might come back in like one or 2 weeks or so. I heard he'll be reevaluated.
It's clean up. We don't know. It's still he needs to be reevaluated again. Grimes also needs to be reevaluated.
Yeah. So overall, I mean, I was a nice break from the Knicks because, as you see from these 2 games, you're quickly reminded how sick they could make us. I had a good week myself. But, dude, it looks like, man, I hate to say it. It looks like the playoffs is going to be too far. It looks like we're not even going to make that play-in, man. It looks like it's over. But that's where I'm sitting right now, and I'm excited to get into it. But how are you, man? How was your week? What did you think of the All-Star game? What did you think of Tibbs? Just naming those moves.
All-Star was good. I really enjoyed the Rising Stars Challenge. I like to see the young guys from around the league and what they can offer. I wish a Knicks player was in there. Like,
how is Grimes not in there?
At least Grimes. Come on, man. It makes no sense.
He was a sick rookie. It doesn't make any sense.
They just hate the Knicks, bro. They just hate the Knicks. Look, even Obi, who was the most prepared for the dunk contest, by the way. Sure, it didn't start off well, but he finished well. And everybody else, you have Jalen Green out there who looked like he didn't practice. You have Cole Anthony out here.
Leave.
You have Cole Anthony out here putting on some Timbs in his Pop's Knicks jersey. Like, yo, you got to hit the first time if you're in Timbs, bro. You got to hit it the first, and then after that, everyone, it was all bad, man.
I can hit a free throw in Timbs.
You can hit a free throw in Timbs. Apparently, but come on, man. The whole if it just everyone brought out props. If you're bringing out props, you got to hit it first try, nothing else. All right, and especially if it's like Tim's. But
yeah, my issue is you need superstars. You just need
yeah,
superstars.
or you need.
I know
someone who's
Jalen Green's
like,
whatever, but you just need like.
or
Remember with Steve Francis, T Mac, and Vince Carter. Forget how it went. Those are
Yeah.
the names. You know what I mean?
yes, for sure. Or you have guys like Zach LaVine and Aaron Gordon who are, very well prepped when you go watch a dunk contest. Like they brought out props and you're like, oh, these guys prepared and they're super athletic. There's guys who can do it. But my thing with the dunk contest and why it is always on and off is that one, the judges, there's really no criteria of like how you're voting for these guys. All right. And then two, because of that, you're deterring people like John Morant, who I think would be bomb in a dunk contest.
Yeah.
But even he tweeted when Aaron Gordon got robbed because of who was it?
D Wade.
No, yeah, well, D Wade robbed him, but Derek Jones Jr. won when he should not have won, or even Anthony Simons went last year with a not even kissing the rim dunk. And you're like, what are we doing here, bro? And this is when guys see that, it's like, oh, so I can come out here, be all well versed, be well prepared, and then I'm still gonna lose. Bet I'm not doing anything. I'm gonna chill and just enjoy the All-Star game. So that's that 3-point contest. Shout out to Kat. But the Rising Star was really my thing. All-Star game was all right. I do like the Elam ending. It is cool. But overall, my break was chill, man.
Bro,
but
Steph
then we're now
Curry, bro.
Steph Curry was fire. Steph Curry was just
Yeah.
that man is a video game. He makes a video game look not like
that
a
was
video
sick.
game.
He's made for the All-Star game.
That is a legit All-Star player.
Yeah.
Him and LeBron. It's funny. You have
they're
Cleveland. Fun. That's okay. Since you brought up Steph Curry, what is it with that dating show thing that I saw with him and Aisha?
Oh, yeah. I mean, dude, he's making money. He's doing something for his wife.
That is quite the promo. Look, I'm all for love and whatnot, but that was quite the promo.
Support. Yeah, you got to support. It's on the big stage in Atlanta. Just shut up and do whatever you're told and embrace the booze. You just got Steph was, showing us exactly how you have to act in these situations. Like, he's got to do it, man.
That's a fact, but I'm just like dating show, man. Like we're gonna have like a mini dating show here. It was comical. But my week off was good, man. It was nice just to take a break from the Knicks and from recording. It's always good to have a break and just refresh, recharge, get ready to get back at it. But as you pointed out, the Knicks come back and they are still doing the same thing with Tibbs's rotations. But hey, let's start off there before I get into Tibbs, because there's some players who are out. Derrick Rose has to clean up the infection after his ankle surgery, so that's going to take some time for him to come back. Nerlens Noel has reported today that he has plantar fasciitis. So
I missed that.
Yeah, so now he is. It took 4 weeks. I forget which player they comped to. So I would expect not to see Nerlens Noel for the remainder of this season.
I did not know he had plantar because he was just sitting on the bench today. I didn't realize. I thought he was just benched.
Apparently, it happened when he
so
during the Portland game. Yeah, so he's just done. All right, okay. He's done. It's now Jericho Sims Hive is fully activated. So if you want Jayco, he's out there. Who else do we got? Yeah, Quentin Grimes dislocated his knee. He thankfully does not need surgery, but it's going to take time for him to come back. We don't know if he'll make it. That's the rough part, man. That's really rough.
No, that one really hurts.
Oh yeah, it does, because he was.
That's my guy.
We had a lot of minutes from Evan Fournier on Friday night against the Miami Heat, and it's like, come on, this is where Quentin Grimes would have helped. Bro.
I know, dude. I know.
And who else do we got? RJ.
RJ's
like
back.
Blowing minds.
RJ's back.
Even saying he's not fully 100%, which is blowing my mind. But yeah, that's the injury update. And Kemba Walker. And Kemba Walker. Yeah, that's the last one. Kemba Walker. He's done for the season, going to rehab. He's not going to be with the team at all for the remainder of the season. Clearly, there was some discussions. No buyout. Expiring contract, but he's going to get moved this offseason. That's the expectation that he's going to get moved
expiring.
Yeah, I'm down. As expiring. Yeah. No, I'm just emphasizing that. Like,
and by the way, Noel's going to be expiring too.
Yep, exactly.
Because that's an option.
But is he going to get moved? It's like, so what happens to Noel this past season? Oh, well, his knee's got plantar fasciitis. Do we want to take
He's getting healthy, bro. He's getting healthy. He's an expiring. It's the same idea with Kemba. We're going to be able to facilitate trades. And it sucks that we're talking about it. But the reason why is we came back these 2 games and we played arguably the number 1 and number 2, definitely top 3 teams in the East, right? with the Miami Heat, and now with Philly, and now we're doing a home and away with Philly. Right now we're going to Philly on Wednesday. So
you went to that one?
Oh man,
You went last year.
I have a confession. I hate James Harden. I honestly cannot stand him. I can't stand the way he plays basketball and makes it literally
I'm with you.
bad on my eyes to watch, whether he was on Houston or whether it was today. I hate the way he maneuvers like off the court, where he wants to now, get traded from every team forcibly during seasons by, acting out of shape and honestly playing bad. Like, remember the Houston game where he like played horrible in that last game so he can leave? And ask any Nets fan. I know everyone's going to laugh how they don't exist. Ask people who watch Nets games how bad Harden has been. Not hustling, not getting to the line, nothing. And now he's doing this whole charade in Philly. So I don't know if I can go to Philly and watch this, especially with the state of the Knicks right now. But I think it's a perfect storm for me, this whole Harden thing, because I just cannot stand Philly now. Like, I'm happy Seth Curry moved to the Nets. I kind of like him. Like, he's fun to watch. I wish he would be a Knick. Honestly, he's a really great guard. But I mean, I'm so frustrated watching this Philly team today. But when you're listening yesterday, I'm gonna be frustrated watching them in the away side. So I'm definitely not gonna go. But I will say one thing that I was upset about, and I know it's kind of unconventional. Why the hell wasn't Taj Gibson in this game? I know everyone's upset at the end because we subbed in Burks, and we'll talk about that. But before we get into that, we needed a center. We had 5 fouls on Sims. He's out. 5 fouls on 6 fouls. Sorry, I'm in college coaching mode. 6 fouls on Sims, he's out. 6 fouls on Mitch, he's out. And now putting Obi, like, really? This is the time to put Obi with Randle? It was not working. They cannot guard. Like, Taj Gibson can guard him for 5 minutes when he's the last, your last resort. He's the last thing you got. He's, the old man, and he just needs to put in 5 minutes because everyone else got fouled out. I mean, that to me was so frustrating in this game. So I'm glad that we put Embiid on the ground a bunch, but damn it, dude. Like, how do you not put a center in there? Like, Obi did nothing at the end there. He did nothing. He did have that one slash, right, where he was able to come in, but like, other than that, he was negative on the court. I don't care what the numbers say. Obviously, it's going to be negative, but I don't care what it says. Like, he was negative on the court there. Why couldn't you just put Taj in? So we can see the young guys. Like, shoot me, dude. I can't listen to the stupid rhetoric. Yeah, let's just see the young guys. Let's start IQ at point guard. Let's do all these. Let's never play Taj. Let's start Obi. Like, what are we talking about?
I get in your aspect when these guys are fouling out, because I think Sims did play well today, and I think Sims has earned rights to get to be an over Obi top. I mean, not Obi top. Over Taj Gibson.
Definitely, he's definitely our number 2 off the bench. And honestly, we'll get into this later. But I think this him playing like the way he is, Mitch becomes expendable. Mitch doesn't do anything that this guy doesn't. Like, Mitch doesn't set screens, doesn't do the offense stuff.
Yo, you want to talk about screens? Like, holy cow! Like, that's what I'm saying. Yo, he said a screen for RJ. He said a screen for RJ, and RJ went downhill. I was like, yo, a screen. Whoa. Big man, our 5 cents.
That's what I'm saying. He makes Mitch expendable, dude. He's that good. Even though he had 0 points today.
I mean, I said this during Summer League that he made Mitch expendable, but I'll tone it back for today. I'll tone it back for today.
What was the center from Westchester that we were also hyped about? That was getting all those blocks. His name is slipping my mind right now. But that's what I was worried about. I'm sure it'll come to you. But
I'm friends with him on PlayStation, actually, which is hilarious.
That's what I was worried about Sims becoming. So I was like, okay, yeah, we'll give him some time. You know what I'm saying? But now that the season's over, I get it. Put him in there second. But Kenny Wooten, right. Kenny Wooten. So I was scared that he's going to basically be that. But that's fine. Start him second. It makes Mitch expendable. But you can play Taj, bro. You can play Taj at the end. It's
Kenny Wooten different than Jericho, because Jericho won because of his size and his build. Kenny was as a twig 6'9" and a power forward, really. Not really a center. Like, you think of
6'9" blocks, right?
I mean, when we look at the G League, and this is where Jericho Sims can also feast in the G League, is that most of your centers are not 6'10", they're 6'9" guys. They're actually power forwards playing center in that rotation, and that's why it's not really a good gauge.
Yeah.
That's why for Jericho, like when you see him down in Westchester, you're like, oh, that's a center.
Yeah.
That's why
So, I'm happy for him. He played well today.
Yeah, for sure. And
I'm excited to see him against Embiid next week.
For sure. And I think for Taj, like I hear you. I even brought this up. I was on Knicks Fan TV today earlier. I'm like, in this situation, if you're in a close game, why not bring in Taj? And I know we all want to see the Obi and Randle lineup. And it didn't look good today, but I don't think it didn't look good today. One, because the matchup with Joel Embiid,
he's one of the best centers in the NBA.
There,
that's why.
Like, let's just start there. Let's start there. Two, for that lineup to work, you need a point guard, and we don't have a point guard. And honestly, if you want to play the kids, fine. If you want to see this rotation, put Deuce out there. Then I want to see how that works. Let's see that. Then, if you want to have Obi out there, don't give me Burks. Don't give me IQ like that. Just give me Deuce and let's see if that works. And then if it doesn't work, I'll be like, all right, let's scrap this idea for this season. Run it back next season. But not
Alex, picture this. You're playing 2K, right? Your center Sims, he's out. Mitch gets fouled out, and then all of a sudden the automatic sub is 2 power forwards, 2 shooting guards, and a small forward. You'd be like, you press pause and you'd be like, what is happening right now? Like, that's what that lineup was. It was Obi Randle, it was Burks and Fournier, and then it was RJ. Like, what are we doing? We're trying to win basketball games like that? I don't like that's not a closing lineup to me. I'm sorry. I don't care.
It is. It could be a closing lineup if it was working against someone
OKC?
Else other than
like,
or someone else not that's named Joel Embiid. Like, let's keep it a buck.
Ridiculous.
If you said, hey, we have, I don't know, even Dwight Howard out there, I'd be like, all right, that's fine. But we're talking about Joel Embiid. I think Randall can handle Dwight Howard.
Brook Lopez.
And Dwight Howard. Okay. Dwight Howard now is not Dwight Howard of old, all right? Orlando. If it was Orlando Magic, Dwight Howard would be like, yo, we're not doing this.
He killed us last time he played us. So let's just
whatever. But no, I feel you on that. But at the same time, like, it's rough. I think that was an issue for this game. But the other issue too is, like, even down stretch, like, we see Alex Burks coming, bro. I really can't do this.
Okay, here's the thing.
I need out, and this is because you and I had a text. We were talking about this. We're talking about IQ, Alec Burks. Who do you want the point guard position? Neither one of the point guards. So I don't really that argument to me honestly doesn't even really matter. I just want to see something different. And even when we look at IQ today, when he's playing off ball with those guys, he was able to get back in rhythm because he was off ball. If you let RJ run it, RJ's going to find quickly and quickly could play off ball. That's all I want quickly in the starting unit to be. Not because I think he's a better playmaker than Burks, even though maybe it just might be slightly depending on the day. But honestly, I think it would just help quickly get open on the floor with guys like that who can just attack the rim relentlessly, unlike he can, which he doesn't really do. Although he had some good finishes today for some layups, but I think for him, it just helps him out. Honestly, that's the only thing I want to talk about that.
Yeah. So I'm just getting personally frustrated, right, with the Knicks narrative, with Tibbs is this curmudgeon, worst coach ever. He doesn't play the young guys. Let's fire him, right? Because obviously he played IQ last year. Obviously he played Grimes this year, and now he's been forced. Okay, and he played Obi, of course, both years, and now he's been forced to play Sims. So I get it. But now it's why the hell are we playing Burks? Let's play IQ. Me and you, we start arguing about defense, right? Like, you just can't have defense. So, but I'll stick to your offensive argument right now. I'm so happy IQ is back. Nobody's happier that IQ is back and finally made buckets than me today. When he missed that 3 at the buzzer, when the play was ran for him and Grimes and Fournier were looking like idiots touching each other at the top of the key, I was so happy that IQ took that shot. Everyone's like, no, he was off. It was dumb. Tibbs is an idiot, right? And now it's like every Tibbs is an idiot for anything bad. So that's why I try not to give that too much credibility when people say that, because there's in fact no credibility, because IQ is good. Where I'm with you is he needs to be off ball, and where I'm with you even more is he can't be off ball with Alec Burks, who is off ball as well. So this doesn't make sense, right? However, when you talk about the starting lineup, he if it's him and RJ, I mean, now I guess it has to be Fournier, and now Randle and Mitch. He gets stifled. He can't be IQ. He has to just be that guy that goes up and gives it to RJ, maybe just waits there as just like some pick and pop. Really, he's going to be some sort of 3-and-D type of player. But the problem is he doesn't do the D part. So that's why he's perfect off the bench for me. That's why for me, when you come off the bench, all you have to do, man, is you could take these wild 3-point shots off fast breaks that gives Jeff Van Gundy heart attacks, right? You could honestly have these bad turnovers that he tends to have, right? Then you could also drive in and find other players. You have some more freedom. And then obviously the fact that we don't have a point guard, now you can mix and match and see what's up. You could put IQ with really any other guard because there is no guard. I would love to see McBride and IQ because I think McBride and IQ have really good on-ball defense, right? And so that would be fun to watch. And so therefore, I agree with you that putting Burks in at the end was not a good idea. However, where I stopped short is saying I need IQ to start over Burks. You know what I'm trying to say? So I don't need Burks to close the games unless he's hot. But I also need him starting the game because he can on-ball defend and he's at least, pretends to go through screens. He can get some rebounds. Like he's a wing. He could kind of play big. And when IQ's in the game, you just see them eating, man. They literally screen to get him on them every single time. Either Fournier, if Fournier's in the game or IQ's in the game, they literally screen to get them on the best offensive player every play. Like if you just go watch every single play, if IQ's on the court, Evan Fournier's on the court, the ball automatically is magically made to that guy, and IQ or Fournier is guarding them. And it's not, I don't think it's a coincidence.
I hear you on your defensive part. I think you're not giving Quickly enough respect for his defensive intensity that he actually has, in my opinion. Right?
That's fair. He's a good on-ball defender.
And that's the thing. Like he is a good on-ball defender. We see him fighting around screens. We don't see him really go underneath that much. He reads. He's pretty good with understanding who you can go underneath for guys who aren't that good of a shooter. And he has that motor to stay in front of somebody too. Like we see that. We saw that in Summer League. We saw it at the beginning of the season, for most of the season. And I think even if you have him in that starting rotation, sure, he's undersized, but we've seen other undersized guards succeed as well. Is he going to take charges? Haven't really seen him do anything like that, which if he's for being an undersized guard, you probably would have to do more so in a starting rotation, unlike Burks, who's 6'6". But when I'm watching a game like today, right? And sure, I hear you what you're saying with Alec Burks. You start off with size, you start off with length, but he was getting cooked, bro. Tyrese Maxey had him on the grill today. He was like, yo, I'm feasting. And then Quickly, at least could hold his own against Maxey. I'm not saying he was the best defender against Maxey.
I agree.
But
and they're boys.
And they're boys, sure. But the thing is, like, I don't think he's that bad of a defender where it's like, And, even when I go through the numbers, right, and defensive numbers are so all over the place, are not the most accurate. One thing I will say, if you watch this team, we both agree that Fournier and Kemba Walker are the worst defenders on this team, right? We can agree on that, right? We can agree on that.
I'll write that on my grave.
So we agree on that. For the guys who played the most on this team, more than 20 games, they are last Kemba Walker.
Them two together must have been hilarious. I honestly wish I would have paid money to be in the other teams, scouting rooms, like prepping for the Knicks, and then just watching film of our wings and watching Kemba and Fournier just play and just watch what happens after two passes. It must have been hilarious, honestly,
bro. And so, and I'll give you the defensive net rating, defensive rating, not the net rating, defensive rating. Kemba Walker's 114.5. Evan Fournier 112.2. Now, obviously, this isn't great because you have RJ, who's right around there with those guys, but I don't think RJ is a bad defender. This is where the numbers are like, difficult to read. But we both can agree that Burks and IQ are probably one of our better defenders. And Emmanuel Quickly beats Burks a little bit, 104.6 defensive rating to Alec Burks is 108.2. So it's very hard to say who's the better defender, who can, the stuff that doesn't calculate is like who can enter the passing lanes, who stays in front. Defense is more of an eye test. Numbers will never be fully accurate when it comes to defense.
Cam's been getting his hand in the passing lane.
I wish Cam closed the game today over Alec Burks. He should have been.
That was the sub, right?
Yeah, it was the sub. Him and Fournier comes in playing power forward. What are we doing?
I know. And Obi was the center.
You take out Obi Toppin to put in Evan Fournier? Like, bro. Like,
honestly,
actually, bro.
Honestly, though, yes. No, I'm okay.
I don't even.
I would have took Obi out for any single person on this team. Make Randle the center and just move on.
I'm not even angry at Fournier because Fournier got his today. So Fournier was on. I'm like, all right, you could justify the shooting. But Alec Burks comes in? Bro, you cannot justify Alec Burks.
What did you want them to do?
Leave Cam in at least. Like,
okay, but like, you have to. I know, but you have to take Obi out. You have to.
Yeah, that's fine. If you want Fournier in there, that's fine. That's fine. You didn't need to take out. Who did he take out? He took out Burks.
He did Burks for Reddish, and then he did. Fournier
you could have left Reddish in there. You could have left Reddish in there over Burks. Burks did nothing for you today. You want to go size? You're gonna put. If you're gonna have Fournier out there, at least keep Cam out there. You can't have Burks and IQ out there. That like I like them.
I agree.
Like for today. If they're both playing well, there's times where it works. Not saying there isn't, but not today. Just
listen. I think I honestly I'm sorry to be an Tibbs apologist in this moment, but it is his first game without Grimes, right? So maybe he doesn't know what to do. Honestly, he's just like he's trying it out because that would have been Grimes, right?
This is probably, but this is where I have to push back and say, you know what, Tibbs, like you know who your guys are at this point. All right,
he should have left Cam in, but Cam was doing nothing at the end. Him and Obi did not at the end. They were doing nothing. Right,
Cam found Obi, but here's my thing. When
I know
it comes
Cam found Obi on that stupid one pass. I know that's what I was
but
in my head. But he missed the three. But he was not playing defense.
Yes, well, he was playing okay defense. Yeah, I get it. He has lapses where he's not playing okay great defense. I agree with you on that.
He's not getting boards.
He gave you, but in his shots, he went 3 for 6. He got you some steals. He got you some blocks. He got you rebounds. He filled the stat sheet for his limited time. So if he's doing stuff, you can leave him out there. Unlike Burks, who got you 6 boards, 6 points, it's donut.
Listen, if Burks hit that 3,
assists,
the whole game is different. And I know we don't want to sit here and complain about the refs because then all of us are just going to be sitting here complaining about the refs.
I mean, giving Joel Embiid 27 free throw shots is egregious.
I mean, there was just that big swing, right?
And we didn't hit our free throws.
Of course, we don't hit our free throws. We had that 3 that got pulled back. We have Joel Embiid walking on us. There's a lot of, miniature things going on over here and over there.
If
Burks hits that 3, life is different. If Obi hits that 3, life is different.
And you know what I'm saying? But this is why I come back to say, like, when people are like on Tibbs, like for firing Tibbs, like I'm not there. Like I can say, I could tell you his rotations are meant. Although I did like today, he did stagger them in the first half.
That's what I'm saying. I think he did.
That's
exactly why I'm telling you. He's like, damn it, there's no Grimes. I have to see what's up now.
I liked it. I liked it. It looks better. And honestly, when RJ is the focal point of the offense, like he's been the last 2 games, it looks so beautiful. It is so beautiful. It is beautiful basketball.
Yeah.
Do not run it through Julius. Just do not run it through Julius. It is not. You give Julius his touches. Don't run it through Julius is what I'm trying to say. Because looking at RJ, he's finding guys. It's not pretty, but for a 21-year-old who's showing some playmaking, who can relentlessly get downhill, draw contact, he just needs to hit his free throws. Like, I like that. And getting to staggering, like we saw for times in the first half where it was RJ out there with some guys, or it was either Randle out there. One of the lineups that I did like was IQ, Fournier. You had RJ, Obi, and Sims, and then they brought in Cam for Fournier, and then they brought in who else did they bring in? I forgot who else they brought in. But it regardless, I just liked the way it looked.
That was it. That was the whole.
I just liked it. And they moved better. They were pushing pace. They were doing stuff. And then guess what?
Bro.
But then they also did it for Randle too. They gave Randle with Fournier, Burks, Cam, Mitch. That didn't look too pretty. Yeah. Oh, that's what it was. Mitch came in for Sims, so that was the other one with the RJ rotation. But that didn't look too pretty. Bad. It was that one is very. That's what I'm saying. Like I understand giving Randle his touches, but that did not look pretty whatsoever. It just looks out of sync.
Can I tell you why I'm mad? We should have won these 2 games.
Oh, these were winnable games.
How crazy is that? And
who's back though? Who's back to make it competitive?
RJ. It's RJ's team, dude. RJ in the transition, RJ getting to the hole. I mean, all those times that he was going in there and missing, those images are in my brain, right? Him getting to the hole and missing those layups, and they just look on the stat sheet like 4 for 13. Now they're just flipping. Now he's just hitting them, and now it looks so different, right? Now he's
With
dropping
both hands.
50. And but he's been doing that. He's just been missing. And honestly, that's been the plague of the Knicks. As much as Doris Burke pissed me off today, right? Where she was terrible in the first half, and then all of a sudden she like overcorrected, right? To be on the Knicks. I don't know. It was a weird broadcast. Mark Jones,
dude,
nuts today. But
anyway, I usually like them as a broadcasting.
Burks.
I usually like them as a broadcasting team, but
she was right. She was right about missing how many layups we were missing at the hole. That's just the point I was trying to make.
But the thing is that this entire broadcast was on Philly's nuts today, like legitimately.
And the refs.
Everybody. It was gross.
How's it not a walk? Mark Jones, how's it not a walk by Joel Embiid? Because it's in slow motion? I'll show you in any motion you want. I don't understand how that's not a walk. He literally took steps with both feet. What's the issue? Why can't you call that a walk, dude? You're giving us ridiculous calls all game for Harden, all game for Embiid. You can't give us a walk at the end there? Like that kind of stuff. I know it's stupid, but it just adds up, right? I know that's not why we lost. We lost because Obi was at center at the end of the game versus Joel Embiid. I know Randle was there, but Obi was guarding him. So,
but let's also keep it a buck. Like Randle didn't play that great today. Like he played okay. Like he was off today. Like he
versus the Heat too.
Yeah, no, like he's come back.
He pissed me off versus the Heat. Versus the Heat, he honestly bothered me because he had open shots.
I mean, he bothered me today too. He was getting cut back doors left and right today.
Yeah, he was.
Like,
are we gonna beat Philly next game?
Oh man, yeah, dude. The 2 games after this, like, it's good to have RJ back.
I can't believe it's Miami, Philly, Phoenix. That's ridiculous,
dude. We have the 4th difficult schedule like remaining. I have my hopes have been out. You already know like where I am with this team. I've been saying like let's see some of the young guys start to move in. We're starting to see Sims. I'd like to see Deuce. I thought Deuce should have gotten some minutes today when Burks wasn't giving you nothing today, like legitimately nothing. He was out there getting cardio, but he was nothing.
I think I would be more annoyed with McBride not coming in if I just didn't expect. I don't expect him to. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm not that mad. But I do want him to play as well.
I'm not expecting him. But 34 minutes for Alec Burks when he's giving you nothing, it's a lot of minutes to give somebody who's giving you nothing. Like you could have spiced it up, done something. Maxey's killing him.
Dude, I'm just so mad that Taj Gibson couldn't play at the end, bro.
I don't honestly do not expect Taj at this point. If he's not coming in for this game,
I agree.
If he's not coming in for this game, how close it was, I'm not expecting Taj for the remainder of the season. I'm telling you that right now.
Good luck with Obi Randle. If they get fouled out again.
I mean, the thing is, I don't think that's
12 fouls. You don't think they're going to get 12 fouls again?
Well, they are going to get 12 hours again because we're playing Philly again this week. So it is going to happen. That's going to happen.
I'm sorry to say that number 29 ref was just so bad. I'll never forget it. It was so bad. I was watching him all game. It was so bad. Usually I forget the numbers after like there's like a 70 ref. I forgot that it was pissing me off a couple of times this year. But like 29, what's going on? I don't understand. How was that not a walk? And then also calling that, it wasn't 29 that did it, but calling that tech on, that's what I was talking about, the tech on Tibbs when, there was some incidental, not really a foul, but he went out of bounds, right, on IQ when he was going down. You were hyped about that steal, but then he went down and he walked out of bounds. How do you not call a foul there? And then on top of that, called tech. Like, that's a huge swing, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, there was a couple swings at the end there, and I know we're in tank mode. I get it. My brother's sending me tankathon, stuff. Everybody's. I get it. We're 5 games out now, depending on how Atlanta did. We're 5 games out of the play-in.
Yep.
Where we'd have to win 2 games in a row. I don't think the Knicks have won 2 games in a row all year. You know what I'm saying? Like that.
We did it once. Times. We won 3 games in a row once.
That's what I'm saying. So like, I don't think that's like, really realistic at this point. However, I still expect to win these games. Not like before it starts. Like, I'm not like, oh yeah, we're going to beat the Suns, or oh yeah, we're going to beat the Heat. But like, as soon as it starts, I'm like, yo, this team's playing well. We can win this game.
Dude. Of Dude, we are fans of the New York Knicks.
No, stop. It's been 10 years where as soon as tip off happens, as soon as the lineups come out, I know it's a loss.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
This team is different. This team is not like those teams. We're not watching freaking
Sheldon
Courtney
Williams
Lee.
here.
We're not watching Courtney Lee and Lance Thomas out here and be like, oh yeah,
that's
we
what
already
I'm saying.
know
That's a tank. Yeah. That's a tank. That's what I'm saying. So I know we're going to lose games and it's inevitable, and it's really been happening all year, and it's inevitable. But I do think we could win games. Like, okay, for example, I don't want to get too far ahead of it, but like we're on this crazy road trip.
Hawks won today, by the way. They beat the Raptors.
All right, so that means we're 5 games out now.
We are 5 out. Yep, we are 5 out.
Okay. So we have this huge 7-game trip. I mean, we could be over 500 in that trip. We have the Clippers, the Kings, Dallas, and then no John Morant, Memphis Grizzlies. And we play well versus these teams. It's possible to do something.
I don't believe it, but it is possible.
I don't believe it either. And I'm not expecting it. And that's not why, that's not what I'm going to be dying on this hill of, oh my God, we need to win. However, it's not just like hey, let's just tank and let's just, what was your Knicks Fan TV All-Star break rotation?
Oh, that rotation.
Like, what was it? Like, it
was IQ, Grimes, RJ, Julius, Mitch. Off the bench was Rose. No. Obi's on the bench. Relax over here. Obi's on the bench. My second unit was Rose, McBride, Cam, Obi, and Sims. All right.
Yeah, like we can't. Like I'm not there yet. You know what I'm saying? I know. Like we want the kids. Like, but I'm not on that side of the tank yet.
Oh, I am full-fledged on that. Yeah. We're both watching this team. I know you can. You're very optimistic. You're holding on much longer than I am.
Yeah, I'm still holding on, bro. Because I'll tell you why though. Because I'm not looking at the final L, because I'm so used to it, probably numb to it at this point. But I'm watching the games and I see that they're playing well. You know what I'm saying? If we were playing badly, if we were playing poorly, I would be like, yo, dude, I hate this team. Let's just lose. Who cares? You know what I'm saying? Like when we're watching the Jets,
yeah, but
like,
the thing is,
you know what I'm saying? Mid-season, and we're like, oh my God, dude, just end this. Like I can't. Like I don't feel like that right now with the Knicks. I really don't. I feel like
you.
End of the season for the Jets a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Where like things were looking good, and I was like, oh, we're doing something. That's what I feel about the Knicks. Like Tibbs is not going to get fired even next year. I'm sorry to tell you. I'm real. If you're listening and you're disappointed right now and you're mad at me, I'm so sorry. He's not going to get fired next year either. And we have to see, what
if he does. Fit. I just don't see it, man. Don't look. I understand Dolan has big pockets and he's willing to spend. Are you telling me you got apparently it's rumored according to Ian Begley, Tibbs has one more guaranteed year on his contract. All right, like
we're gonna get Mitchell.
That would be next year, huh?
We're gonna get Mitchell or Dame. We're gonna do something like that. We're gonna trade, that's what somebody like Tibbs, somebody who's been with Madison Square Garden, someone's been with the Knicks, someone who's been in the league for X amount of years. He is on his last year of his guaranteed contract. He's gonna be handed a superstar. Like he has to. Otherwise, it's going to be like, oh, like the Knicks failed me. Not really. I failed the Knicks. You know what I'm trying to say?
I think that's what I think next season will be the determining factor. I think it's a little, honestly, I think it's a little unrealistic to be going from coach of the year. You go to a playoffs. Now it's like, there's so many, I keep saying like, there's so many things that happened this season to unfold the way that it did. It is not all on Tibbs. We've literally gone from like hating Julius to hating the rotations, to hating Tibbs, to hating the front office, to saying we don't play the kids, to now saying we need to see all the kids. Now, listen, we've been Alex, all over the place.
Literally, dude. As soon as somebody tells me that they hate Tibbs because he doesn't play the kids, like it's over. Like,
I don't believe it.
I just can't listen to anything else that you say. Like that's why people just yell at me all day long.
If you want to say, and I know where you're going because I agree with 100% with you. If you want to tell me that he is more reluctant to give them playing time because he believes they haven't proven themselves, I'll agree with you on that. To say he doesn't play them outright, To say crazy. That maybe if you want to say that if you want to argue that he's not doing the right evaluations to play someone like Grimes early in the season, we can have that discussion. To say that he just outright doesn't play somebody, I don't believe it because I've seen it. We've seen it. That's the thing. Like we've actually seen it. But yeah, and I feel you, dude. The reason why it's not like the Jets is because the Knicks actually have a future. Like you can actually see that with the young core.
Bro,
like you can actually be like
I know we're Knicks, Jets, etc. But dude, the Jets have a quarterback. Okay, we don't have a quarterback. We don't have a point guard. We don't have that.
regardless, you look at this team and you're like, all right, I like what Sims is doing. Okay, I like what I'm seeing out of Grimes. You already know what RJ is. You, depending on what side of the fence you are for Julius, it's a position at power forward that's filled. Okay, if you like,
it's a position that's filled. Thanks, Alex.
If you like Emmanuel Quickly, Emmanuel Quickly is showing some stuff. All right, he's just been playing out of position. Like there's some guys on this team that you can actually
out of position. So why make him a starting point guard? Can we end on that? Could you tell me? Explain to me like I'm a 5.
I said it.
If the guy is not a point guard, why should we start him at point guard?
And I will start it the way I'll say it. What I start with. Neither Burks are point guards. All right. Even in the draft, we didn't know Deuce McBride whether he's a point guard or not. We don't know. All right. The thing that he said he has to work on is playmaking.
I love the way he dribbles.
I get that. I get that. I get that. He still has to work on his playmaking, which is the key component of being a point guard. Right.
Yeah.
So as of right now, there is no point guard on this team that is healthy and active, i.e., or I should even say i.e., meaning Derrick Rose. All right. He is not here. He is not here. This team.
He's not walking through that door either.
Not this season. I think he's done. I think he's done for this season. But so when I say let's start IQ, it's because I think if you give him the responsibility for running the second unit, you're once again putting him out of position to be that point guard to organize. Instead, have him play off ball in that first unit because you're going to have a run through RJ Barrett anyway. Let him get off ball that way. That is
our king RJ.
Our king, damn it. Our king. All right.
21.
So that's why I say start RJ just for getting him spacing. Because if you want him, is he a point guard right now? No. Could he be? Maybe. He hasn't shown it yet, but he could be. But as of right now, he's not. All right. And with me for saying Burks, put him back with the second unit. Go start Deuce and just go have Burks back in his normal position, please. For the love of God. Just help me help you. Help me love this team again to help you and stop complaining.
It's just tough because we're going back to Philly. Is this Harden's first game in Philly?
No, I don't think it's his first game in Philly.
I think it is.
You're right. Playing wise, you're right.
Yeah, unless they have a game Monday or Tuesday. What's Philly?
Where'd they play the Wolves? Did they play Minnesota in?
Yeah, that was in Minnesota. Let's see. This
will be the first game for him.
Enhanced podcasting. Yes, this is his first home game after he just got triple-double on us in the Garden. Like it's gonna be a tough one. I still think we could win this game.
Dude, we're gonna be in this game.
Like refs are gonna overcorrect. There's 100% chance that someone from the Knicks has complained to the refs about this game. It was nationally televised on ABC. And then is next game nationally televised because it's Harden's first game?
Yes, the next 3 games are nationally televised.
Oh my, okay. Tell me about the schedule. What do we got?
Okay. Oh my God, this is gross. What
do we got, baby? Lay it on me.
All right, so we are back on ESPN this week, even though it was ABC today. We're back on ESPN on Wednesday against the Philadelphia 76ers. We are also on ESPN once again Friday against the Phoenix Suns in Phoenix, and we are again on ESPN this upcoming Sunday in LA against the Clippers. We are on ESPN 3 times this week. Man,
I'm praying to God for an overcorrection on the refs, right? Where if they just called it even
on national television, you're praying for an overcorrection. Oh man.
Yeah. Listen, man. Usually, in my experience with normal basketball teams, okay, home and away they split. Okay, I've tried to sugarcoat that as much as possible.
With normal baskall teams, they usually split. However, we were watching a non-normal basketball team called the New York Knicks.
I know. I'm aware.
Now because they're not normal, they could surprise us and win.
I'm taking the W. You know I'm taking the W.
You're
Harden's
insane.
first game in Philly. I'm taking the spread, whatever it is. I'm taking the Knicks, and I'm gonna take RJ points and the win, right? Because he has to score for us to win. And I'm probably going to take a Fournier 3 or more and the win because there's no way the Knicks win without those 2 things happening. So that's how I'm going to try to cash in there.
All right.
And then I'm obviously going to take a.
Just give me what's your week? Because there's no way we have ourselves beating Phoenix. So what do you think for
We could beat
what do
the
you think?
Clippers.
I agree. I agree with that.
We could beat the Kings, and we're gonna lose to Dallas. So let's just see how it goes.
Yeah,
let's just see how it goes.
I agree with that too.
That's what I'm saying. We could be over 500.
Look,
dude.
we're going to beat Sacramento.
With Memphis. If
do you know why we're going to beat Sacramento? Do you know why we're going to beat Sacramento?
Tell me,
John. The Sacramento Kings made a trade earlier or by the deadline this season to get one Domantas Sabonis. Do you know who hates Domantas Sabonis?
That's the only thing that Julius Randle circles on his calendar these days.
Domantas Sabonis. I don't know why, but hey, that's
why. And listen, we're in Dallas on my birthday, which my brother was trying to get me to fly out to. Thank God we didn't do that. Like, it was supposed to be the Knicks at Dallas. It was supposed to be a big game versus KP. Like, we're fighting for a playoff spot. Like, that just did not happen. I'm so glad we didn't book that ticket. But we better win the game. So that's how I'm looking right now. Of course, I'm looking at a time. Give me a sandwich. Give me 2 W's in between the horrific L versus the Phoenix Suns, which are going to the NBA Finals.
Yes, I agree with that.
Unless the Lakers
Warriors,
are healthy, then that 8-1 is going to be listen, if Anthony Davis and LeBron James are alive, it's going to go at least 6 because Chris Paul's not there. You're not going to beat LeBron James in a playoff series in less than 6 games. It's just impossible. And it's usually going to be
I hear you.
That's all I'm going to say.
I hear you. But
also LeBron doesn't get kicked out first round.
But they do have the virus that will take down the Lakers single-handedly.
No, they'll bench him. They can bench him. LeBron, like in the playoffs, they'll just put him like, hey, sit here, my friend. You don't win these games, it's okay.
My friend, is that what you say? My friend, you are sitting down.
Because him and Vogel have beef. So it's just like, all right, like don't worry about it. Like you sit here, and LeBron's gonna win the playoff series.
So Russell Westbrook's gonna get benched. I love it.
He's been getting benched.
I know he is. It's just funny. It's just funny to think about.
Yeah.
Playoff series, hometown kid, getting benched by his hometown team. Interesting.
Anything for the W, man. So I got the sandwich, dude. I got the Philly and Clippers W in between Phoenix. What do you got?
I got
3 straight L's.
No. I think we're being the Clippers. Okay, and that's it. I think that's it. That's all I can say. I'm just.
That's fair.
And the reason is, like, I just saw what happened to Fold against Philly today, and I feel like the rest are just good, not even overcorrect. Be like, you know what? Harden's good at foul hunting. We're gonna do that.
Revenge. I have revenge on my mind.
I know you hate Philly.
I hate Philly, bro.
For those who don't know, like some of you may hate Boston. John hates Philly.
I just hate the 76ers. Like, I feel like Eagles are fine with me. Like, I don't have it. I just hate the 76ers.
No.
Doc Rivers.
No.
Harden together.
The Eagles are not okay. I don't know what they are not okay because
I just hate them because they beat the
Jets have never. That's why they're not okay. That is why they're not okay.
But they bother the Giants. You know what I mean? Like, but yeah, I agree. Like the Eagles, the Jets have literally never beat them, so I can't stand them. And the 76ers, like Doc Rivers and James Harden. Like if they win an NBA championship, like everything in my brain like becomes like you know what I'm saying, and like and Embiid, who's never healthy, like is gonna make it. Like all these things don't make sense to me, right?
They may have to admit John into a clinic if the Sixers do win a championship with this.
Like it just doesn't. Man, like James Harden's gonna start winning playoff series now. All of a sudden, Embiid's gonna be healthy. They don't have a backup center. Doc Rivers is gonna all of a sudden become a real coach again. Like Doc Rivers needs 19 superstars in order to win games. Like I just hate the 76ers, man. I need to win this game. I don't want to go to Philly because I'm going to Puerto Rico the next day. So I don't want to go to Philly, but I might be enticed by the time it's like Wednesday. And I'm like, yo, just brewing over this loss for a couple days, thinking about revenge. I hate James Harden, bro. I hate him. He just gets fat every time he wants to get traded. What kind of man is that? I hate him. He's the worst.
Oh man! And on that note, we'll end it there with John's rant on James Harden. I dislike his game too. His game is gross. I don't.
Bro, he makes watching basketball bad. Like
it does. It is legitimately bad.
How hard is that? How hard is that for you to be a superstar in the NBA and make it?
The thing is, I thought they curbed that. I thought they curbed that this season watching the Nets because he was averaging like 19 for a hot minute, and then just flips back.
No, dude, he was just being fat. Apparently that's what he's just not playing hard.
Just wearing that fat suit.
That's what he does when he doesn't want to do it anymore. He just plays bad. Like, oh my goodness, dude. I don't know how you could root for the Philadelphia 76ers and have a soul? How? Doc Rivers and James Harden? I get the Embiid angle though. And Tybal and Maxey, I love those boys, right? Tobias Harris, Long Island, whatever. Sounds good. But I just want to beat Philly so bad. I know we're gonna lose by 40, but I want to beat them so bad.
No, we're not losing by 40. Dude, the thing is that the Knicks have been in these games, and we can wrap it up here. The Knicks have been in these games because these are two half-court teams, all right? We're a half-court team as well. So we're going to go to a grinding halt and try to work it all out. That's why we're in these games as well. But hey, man, we'll see what unfolds for the rest of this week. And on that note, thank you everyone for tuning in for another Knicks episode of the Knicks Jets Etc. podcast.
Nobody in my life beats Philly, Alex. Beat Philly, bro.
That's all we're asking for. That's all we're asking for. We did that earlier this season, but they didn't have Simmons or Embiid or Harden. So
I know. Please, anyway, just beat Philly. Any sport doesn't matter.
For the love of Jets and Knicks fans, just beat Philly. Anyway, thank you everyone for tuning in for another Knicks episode of the Knicks Jets Etc. podcast. You know what to do. Please make sure to subscribe to this podcast. We're on all audio listening platforms, whether that's Apple, Spotify, Google Play, Amazon, Alexa, Stitcher, you name it. We are there. Also, if you listen to us on Apple or Spotify, please make sure to give us that 5-star review. That helps oh so greatly. Also, if you listen to us on Apple, make sure to leave that comment. That also helps us out so greatly. Guys, we're also on YouTube now, so make sure to find the channel, subscribe, hit that notification bell. That way you know when a new episode drops. And when you watch a video, make sure to hit that like button. We just appreciate it, okay? It's just the kind of thing to do. While you're there at Knicks Jets Etc. on YouTube, we got another podcast. And you can find it on all of the audio platforms as well. Winning Picks Weekly. John and video producer Greg, usually they go down the NFL slate. We got March Madness coming up. We got NBA betting that's starting. So make sure to tap into those guys to make sure you lock in your bets for those days. And
World Cup qualifiers going. Killed it on the UEFA Championship games. Yo, soccer was crazy today. Carabao final, Chelsea versus Liverpool. That was an insane game. Went to 11 versus 12 in the penalties. Goalkeeper had to shoot it and he missed. That's what it went to. It's crazy.
If you couldn't tell, John watches a lot of sports. So if you need anything, that's why you go over to Winning Picks. That's why you go over to Winning Picks Weekly to check it out. And then last and certainly not least, please make sure to follow us on all social media platforms. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, you name it. We are there. Thank you everyone for tuning in for another Knicks episode of the Knicks Jets Etc. podcast. We out.
Let's go Knicks.